recorded.
Well, everyone, my name is Phyllis Nash. I'm your Chief Sales Officer here at Akana, one of the 4 co-founders. Real excited always to get a chance to be in front of you. Got a call or a text a few minutes ago, about an hour ago, from our own Coach Dan. He was about to jump on the call. He was on the East Coast, so he was looking at that East Coast time. But now he is in his first session as he is out of town doing what he does best, motivating people to that next level. So you all always know what happens when unexpectedly sometimes the call is given back to me. And maybe I prepared for it. Maybe I was doing something, couldn't get a new subject or a new message to send to you. But what better way than participation? Because guess what? Teamwork makes the dream work. So as I was here yesterday, I asked the question, if time or money was not an issue, what would you be doing? And a lot of you probably think, why is she asking that? Because sometimes we have forgotten to dream. As I said before, I always loved dreaming as a child, and I just dreamed my way into reality because that English eraser boys bike that I wanted when I was 11 years old, shiny with silver wheel coverings, I dreamed that bike into existence. I would lay on that couch and just think what I would look like riding it, where I would ride it to, who I would let ride it if they were one of my friends, who I wouldn't let ride it. I actually saw myself with that black, shiny English racer boys bike. I can tell you even now, and I was 11 years old and I dreamed that into existence. And so I remember that every now and again when I want something or I want to attain something, I sit there and I start meditating, visualizing, seeing it in reality, being real. And so that's what I'm going to ask you guys to do, because we forget that as we grow older and life gets in the way and life happens, because it happens to all of us. But if time or money were not an issue, what exactly would you be doing? And so I started this exercise off with a team on Monday evening. And so I know they got some real good things to say. So, of course, I'm going to call on them first. I want you to keep it to 90 seconds or less, but I want you to see what happens when people start dreaming and start seeing. And, of course, I'm going to fly right on over to Virginia because she was so eloquently sharing her thoughts about what she would be doing. And so, okay, Brenda, I'm coming for you. So please unmute and let us know what it would be. Share what you shared the other night. Brenda Jones out of
Yes,
Virginia.
good morning, Phyllis, and thank you for giving me a chance to say something. I said
Yes.
I would travel and take my whole family with me. That's what I would like to do, travel.
And name some of the places that you would travel to, Brenda. You got a whole
I
90
would go,
seconds.
yes. I would go to Hawaii. I would like to go to Paris and visit Kenya, Africa, in Africa.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
Because
thank you.
those are places that I have not been.
Okay. Well, thank you. And you want to take your whole family with you. That's the
Yes.
important. Yes.
Yes. And that's like about 35,000 just for plane fare.
Wow. Okay. So we got some distributors to go. We got an organization to build, because guess what? In this industry of MLM, which is $190 billion industry. The last statistic, actually yesterday, they said is closer to $200 billion that is made. 2 million. I don't want to get the statistics wrong, but I think they said that $2 million a day is paid out in the industry of MLM, social selling, network marketing, the industry that we participate. So the industry is capable, guys, but you got to write it down, you got to visualize it, and you got to see it. So now I'm going to fly back over here to Chicago. Well, it's not the Chicagoland area. She's in Indiana. She made her statement so clear. Cherie, I know you know I'm talking to you. Why don't you unmute? I'm going to unmute you. And why don't you share what you would do if time or money were not an issue in 90 seconds or less?
Okay, Phyllis. First of all, my property in Mississippi, I'd like to build a village down there for my family, and also here, and travel with my family and friends to the Holy Land. And some of my wives, my nieces that lost their mom tragically, I want to take all of them and all my family and friends and my church.
All right. So guys, these are some pretty big dreams, but they can be accomplished. And Cherie was adamant about that. She was going to accomplish it. I mean, they're a little shy this morning. They had a whole lot to say the other day, but I love that they're sharing. It might be kind of early in the morning, but I mean, she had it laid out. She knew what she wanted to do. She knew who she wanted to take with her. She knew how she wanted her village and why her village. That's part of legacy, guys. So I thank you, Cherie, and I'm sure that you will accomplish that. And I want you all to start dreaming. Now, I'm going to call on somebody else that was shared with us the other night, but I see some people I'm going to call on here anyway, because I know that you have those dreams. And you have those aspirations. And there's a lot of you that want to do things for other people. And sometimes that takes deep pockets, like both Brenda and Cherie want to do things for their family and friends. So I'm going to go over to St. Louis, and I'm going to talk to Anita. Anita, could you unmute yourself, hit star. I did see you. Now I don't see you anymore. So not to hold, oh, there you go. And Anita was good, but I'm telling you, her husband, Fred, oh my God, he was away. He saw his dream. Anita, you're unmuted. You want to share?
Sure. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes, I wanted to do more traveling with the family, and I mentioned that I wanted to find more family members. I had just gone to a funeral and I found some cousins, and I just wanted to find more family members and connect with them and teach children more about our history. But I think my husband was the one who had more direct dreams. He's a sports and jazz enthusiast, so he wanted to have front row seats at the Australian Open and March Madness and the tennis tournaments and jazz concerts. So he had specific goals and specific places that he wanted to go to, and specific seats, like I said, courtside front row seats where he's unencumbered and could come in the sections where the VIP sections. So, and I'm going to be right there with him.
He got very vivid and animated. I could actually see Fred sitting on the front seat, being ushered in by the VIP elite and being not bothered with the crowds. He made it so plain. He made his vision so that every one of us on that line could share in that vision with him. And guys, you got the possibility. You in the industry, you in the company, you have the things, but it takes time. You got to see it. You got to know what your why is. Now, I'm not going to call somebody that I heard theirs the other day, but I'm going to call on somebody that I know that she's always game. She's always got big ideas. She always has visionaries. So I'm going to fly down to Florida, and I'm going to ask our own Diamond Bernadine Kirkland, if time or money was not an issue, what would you be doing, girl? And you're unmuted. Bernadine, are you out there? Can you hear me?
Great morning. Yes, I am, Phyllis. How are you?
I'm very good.
Time or money, no object. Of course, everything that I heard is wonderful. I would echo that and add travel has always been a wonderful thing that I like to do. But just doing for other people. I have a girlfriend that just moved to Africa, and she called me and asked me if I wanted to buy some land. So I would definitely be helping and adding to buying some land over on the motherland. Traveling with family, but just still helping people with their health because if we don't have our health, we don't have anything. So I'm kind of doing what I love doing, and I do more of it.
Okay. All right, Bernadine, thank you so much. Talk to us about that land in Africa, because that would be something we might all want to participate in. And so, guys, my thing is just, I just want you to dream outside of the box, seeing what you haven't done, maybe doing more of what you're already doing. Maybe some of you are already living your life like their money and time was of no issue, and that's fine. But I tell you, your horizons should be bigger than they've ever been before because the possibilities are endless. I'm gonna fly on down here to, I could not do this without bringing on my own diamond minister, Willie Mooney. I want you to say, because I know some of your dreams, I want you to share, Minister Mooney, what you would be doing if time or money were not an issue. And you are unmuted.
Hey, Phyllis. Great morning.
Good morning.
You know what? I would say my dreams at first, I would say previous to about 2 weeks, was very limited. And only because there was just certain things that my childhood steered me away from. One of those things being a house. Um, I never, I said, you know what? I kept telling Ann, I do not want a house. I do not want a house. I don't want to cut no grass. I don't want to do nothing. But then all of a sudden, it hit me. And this year, I started claiming that this year, you know, is my $1 million year. So by the end of this year, is my $1 million year. But then it got bigger, and an activity I was doing in another space, and I saw this house in Beverly Hills, not here, of course, but yeah. So literally, virtually, I started walking through this house, and I was like, "Oh my God, I want this house." Now it's Floyd Mayweather's house, but I want it. So I see myself having this house, so I can, it's so I can invite all my friends, family, and just be able to just live this luxurious life. I never saw myself doing that, but I'm dreaming much bigger. I still want my Winnebago, my mobile home, on wheels. Now that is elaborate. I see myself having that. And I just see myself having that life that I never dreamed about. So back to you.
Well, guys, he said something so key. Thank you so much, Willie. He said something so key. He said because of his upbringing, a lot of us have limiting beliefs about what it is we can accomplish in our lifetime. A lot of us put those labels on ourselves. Oh, yeah, somebody did it, but I know I don't even think about that because I know that can't be me. And that's what holds us back. 99.9% of us are held back by limiting beliefs. I'm pretty bold about what I want and how I want to go get it. But if I tell myself the truth, I see a lot of times where limiting beliefs stop me. So what I want us to all do with this exercise is cast aside limiting beliefs. We all might have grown up in a certain way and all of those things, but release that. Because one thing that has always got me over is that because somebody did it, I can do it. Because God is, lets all of us have a level playing field. We all have issues. Some people's issues you see blatantly, you see it up front, you see where they came from. Some people's issues you don't see. They might be mental, but they're all issues that keep us in limiting belief. So what I want us to do is try and start to release that. Really do the exercise. What would you be doing if time or money was not the issue. And because she is texting me, and because I like for people to have their voice, I want Michelle Stewart to close us out and let us know what if she had no issues with time or money, what would she be doing? Michelle, unmute yourself. I'm looking for you. I don't see you, but unmute yourself and tell us that, and we'll be closed out with your last comment. Star on your phone will unmute you. I want her to share what she just shared with me via text. Where you at, Michelle? Oh, there you are. Okay, I unmuted you, Michelle. You want to share what you just shared with me?
Okay. My goal in life is to have, since I'm in the country, I'm going to be here. I am looking toward having me an EE system here in this small town I live in. I've already looked at some properties. There's a Linux Foundation here that helps people get businesses on the ground and up and running, especially when it's geared toward helping the community. So I'm going to try to pipe into some of that money. I want to teach my family other cultures through travel. I want to teach my granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter, about the travel business so I can leave my travel business of 20 years to her so that all my work won't have been in vain. And I'm looking forward to helping my community and then reaching out to other surrounding communities. I want my family to be debt-free and able to do what they want to do, when they want to do it, and how they want to do it. And not have to wait and plan and all this, but to have the money already there for them to enjoy, to do it the way they want to. $1 billion big.
All right, guys, we'll go out this evening.
Hey, Phyllis. Excuse me for interrupting you for finishing, but I just feel the need to put this in the atmosphere.
I'll put it out there, girl.
One of the things, if money and time and any of that was not even an issue, I would retire my husband.
All
Secondly,
right.
I have a burden when people have things going on in their life, like funerals. Like, I want to be able to fly to it and be able to come right back home if I need to. Like when Fontaine's funeral, I wanted to be there. When Kathy had her birthday party, I wanted to be there. When Akana has something, I wanted to be there. But flights, cost for flights, couldn't do it, just do a round trip. And I'm tired of walking past the first rows on the plane. So it's not just about travel, it's how I want to travel. Thank you, Phyllis.
I love it. I love it. And guys, is there anybody else? Unmute yourself and put it out there, because that's where it begins. You declare it, you say it, you see it. And I'm all for all the things you said, Dr. Ross, and tell my guy I'm especially on it for him to be able to retire. Else share before we leave this day? Don't be shy.
Phyllis.
Yes.
This is Daryl in Tampa Bay.
Yes,
we're all going $1 billion big. One of the things that have really touched my heart here in Tampa Bay is the homeless community. And if money were no object, I'd certainly build a facility for the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to witness those that are unable to do anything for themselves, be it circumstances, be it tragedies or what have you. I just want to put it out there. If you see somebody that's struggling, that need a meal, please help. Please help them, because they don't have anybody to help them. The one guy I talked to, he sleeps over in the night. It got down to 30 degrees one night here, and I was like, my God. So I'm just putting it out there. If you see somebody, please help them in Jesus' name.
All right.
$1 billion big. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I agree with you, Daryl. And I'm telling you guys, we don't have to wait until time of money is not an issue to do that. Right now, on an everyday basis, there's somebody we can help with a kind word, money. A lot of times I see people that are out there asking for money. And I'm like, okay, do they really need this, or is this a scam? But guess what? That is not what God called me to do. They are out there asking for money. What they do with it, my heart should be that I need to help them. If a mom, and at this point where we are, if a mom is out there or a man or whoever is out there at 20 degrees and below, then they, whatever reason they out there, I need to help that person. So we don't have to wait till we get all the money we need, and it's time, and time was an issue. We can start that journey right now, today. So with that being said, tonight is Wednesday. We will be at the dispensary, 6 o'clock sharp. We will be doing the elevation experience. There will be scanning, bioscanning, and blood type testing, and we're going to be out of there in 2.5 hours. So with that being said, guys, go out and push and have a kind of day. See you back here tomorrow. You don't want to miss it with our fantabulous Dr. Ross. Bye now.